The mass shooting that recently happened in Austin, Texas a few days ago was an inside job, and let me explain why. So, first of all, the mass shooter wore a Property of Allah hoodie and had a Quran in his car. Now, those two pieces of evidence seem a little like too good to be true and like too obvious for me, right? Like, of course, out of all things that guy could wear or have in his car, it was those two. A couple days after we decided to bomb the shit out of Iran. Like, come on. On top of that, one thing I found very interesting is that he wore an Iranian t-shirt. I don't know if it was Iranian flag or whatever, but he was wearing an Iranian t-shirt underneath his Property of Allah hoodie. Like, of course. What's really interesting, though, is if you do a little bit of research or you already know kind of like what Islam's like, Iran is a Shia Muslim country, and Senegal, where the mass shooter is from, is a Sunni Muslim country. Sunnis, Shias don't get along, don't like each other, hate each other, kill each other all the time. So why would a Senegal native guy wear a pro-Iran t-shirt? Doesn't make sense because those countries don't like each other. So we have the Quran, the too obvious hoodie, and a t-shirt that it doesn't even make sense for him to wear. That's a little weird to me. On top of that, this other piece of evidence I found, and I did my own research on because I wanted to double check its accuracy, because a lot of stuff nowadays can be deepfakes, AIs, bullshit, or whatever, just to gain, clicks and traction on people's posts. But I used Google Trends to see if the mass shooter was looked up in different places over the past 90 days and 12 months, and this is what I found. So we'll start with Israel. There's the mass shooter's name right there. I put in Israel past 12 months. He was researched over 100 times in Israel between July and August of 2025. So months ago. That's really weird, right? That doesn't make sense to me. Now let's swap over to Washington, D.C. Past 90 days. Mass shooter's name 77 times in December 27th of 2025. A few months ago, right? Can anyone explain how that makes sense? Because right now, what it seems like is a very obvious inside job and false flag to get a guy to wear the most Islamic radical stuff possible and possess the most radical Islamic stuff possible and go kill a bunch of Americans in a super red state in order to gain support for this bullshit illegal war that only has about 20% of American support right now to begin with. That's what makes sense to me, is that this is a blatant inside job. So, yeah, what do you guys think?
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. That want to say the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, time in this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Now, this lesson, is basically going into, prepare for false flags, false flag attacks, man, because we know how this devil work, and really, this devil and his deception, it ain't even really working, all right, like it used to. Esau and his deception is not even working like it used to, and this is why this devil is finna just come down with the sword, man. All right, his deception that is not working back like it used to, man. Okay. And this devil is soon he finna just whip out the sword, all right, and just come down with great wrath. Now, you have all this thing, with America, Israel, and Iran, right? Now, let me play this real quick.
There are concerns that Iran could use their terror proxies to attack Americans on U.S. soil.
The FBI is raising a nationwide alert after the joint U.S.-Israel strike. Should there be concern about attacks here in the U.S.?
If ever there's going to have a Hezbollah cell or a Hamas.
All right, so man, they're going into sleeper cells and a homeland, T attack, all right? And would that attack be real? It could be real. And it could also be what? A false flag. But either way, this devil gets to accomplish his agenda, man. Either way. And all it really takes is one event, man. All it really takes is one event for something to happen. And because we understand that through this pre-planned crisis of immigration, all this was planned. Through this pre-planned crisis of immigration, this devil is now allowed you to more surveillance, more control, less autonomy, right? This digital surveillance system, flock cameras, and all this type of AI databases, and all right, this whole digital surveillance system, right? You got Bitcoin being the Trojan horse for what, this cashless digital society, okay? Stable, this devil had, I believe, the stable coin bill, the Genius Act, all this digital assets, tokenization, blockchain technology. So the road is set, man. Digital surveillance, digital money, humanoid robots. We're here, and all it really takes is some event, man. You got AI, right? People, they're saying people are losing, and they're saying people are gonna continue to lose jobs. Unemployment is gonna rise because you got AI taking over people's jobs, right? And guess what's gonna happen? Because you have these people talk about, well, what's the point of AI? What was the whole point of AI? It's unprofitable, even in the long term, because they have the argument that AI, so they don't have to pay people to work for them. They could just use AI and robots, right? But then they'll say, well, those people, if they lose a job, how are they gonna be able to buy those same products from the companies that they got fired from or whatever? Because they're trying to say AI it's not profitable, because it was never about profit, man. It was about control, okay? Because now all this unemployment finna happen, and guess what? UBI. That's why you got this devil Elon Musk keep talking about UBI, universal basic income. He called it universal high income, all right? So all this unemployment, people finna be put into positions of difficulty, inflation and war, and all right? People are gonna be basically forced into this digital system, man. All right, when they bring UBI and and then what, the micro C-HIP, which is the market of beast. So we in those times, man. We really in those times. The stage is set. It just takes some event, whether it be a false flag attack, a real attack, because all this whole digital surveillance that the ICE and all this with immigration, all it takes is one event. Now all that digital surveillance is on all the Americans, because it was never really about immigration. It was about everybody, but they just used immigration to get it under the door. And this is why, let me go
risk
to
designation in court. Breaking news involving two of San Francisco's leading artificial intelligence companies and the Pentagon. Anthropic's relationship appears to have ended, but OpenAI is ready to make a deal. This evening, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman announced on social media the company had reached a deal. Altman shared the Pentagon agreed to not to use its technology for mass surveillance of U.S. citizens or to create fully autonomous weapons.
For what? For mass surveillance of U.S. citizens, man. All right. So we are here, man. We're here, man. The digital surveillance system. All right. Digital monetary system. Right. That's at the door. Like, we're here, man. All it takes is some type of event. Unemployment from the rise. People finna be without jobs. They're going to be in a state of desperation. This is where this devil could come with what? UBI, universal basic income, right? And it's like everyone's going to be forced into the digital monetary system, man. Digital surveillance, digital money, AI, humanoid robots. We're in those times. All right. And let me get this verse real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. It says, "At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And this is the time that we're fastly approaching, man. The time of Jacob's trouble, man. When this devil is going to come down with great wrath. The scriptures say he shall be like a madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying Israelites, man. Jacob. Okay? These are the times that we're coming into, man. But it says what? But he shall be saved out of it, going into the Lord's elect, the remnant, the believers, man. They're going to be the ones that's going to be kept in these evil times, man. But we're approaching some very evil times, man. All right. And all it takes is some event, man. All it takes is some type of event, some false flag event, some T attack, And don't think, because this devil, how you think the persecution is going to happen? because they're going to paint the men of the Lord as domestic tea. All right. They're gonna paint the prophets, the men of the Lord, as domestic tea. Okay, so these are the time that we're coming into, man. But the Lord is gonna be, with his elect. Let's get some more. Let's go back to TikTok, because it's a couple of videos I want to get real quick. This right here.
Do you expect me to believe that this was the shooter? Property of Allah? You couldn't make this more obvious than it already is. You know what's interesting? Creators just like Laura Loomer decided to go on social media saying that this was an attack from Islam without the shooter's identity even being revealed yet. But then the story just doesn't add up to me. As you can see, in a tragic incident, if you didn't know, in Austin's entertainment district, a mass shooting has left 3 individuals dead, including the gunman, and 14 others injured. The shooting happened outside Buford's Background Beer Garden just before 2 a.m. along 6th Street. Like it says right here, the entertainment district has a heavy police presence on weekends, which you would obviously know about, and officers were able to confront the gunman within a minute of the first call for help. The shooter, like it says here, was identified as 53-year-old Naga Diagne. The law enforcement official and another person familiar with the matter said. Tom Bruder, a neighbor who has lived in the area since 2015, said he believed the family that lived at the house were devout Muslim. The woman who lived at the house wore a hijab, and one of the cars had window decals referencing Allah. He said, "I'm shocked that this happened here." Bruder, who served 7 years in the Navy, the family was quiet and seemed nice. They seemed like a normal American family living in the suburbs. But of course, FBI official Alex Doran said at a Sunday morning press briefing that while it's way too early to determine motivation, evidence found on the shooter and in his vehicle indicate a possible link to extremism. Okay, so show what was inside the vehicle, because I'm hearing a lot of different reports. But hey, who doesn't love pointing the finger at Iran, right? It's almost like people don't know what psychological warfare is by now and how easily it can be used to manipulate you.
All right, but the point is, man, prepare for false flags. And another thing is, this devil deception not working like it used to, man. People seeing right through this devil, man. And this why eventually he just gonna come down with the sword. All right? But all it takes is some type of event, some false flag event, it could be real too. All right? Iran can actually do something. But all it takes is some event, man. And this devil can continue with his agenda. All right? This digital technological slave world, man. All right? All it takes is some event, man. All right? So you see this thing with and now let me get this other one.
Oh, we're really going. Oh.
And when you read the comments to these things, man, people are just like people are just what you call it, man. They're not even,
and now
they're seeing straight through this. People are seeing straight through this, man. They're seeing straight through this. All right. People know that the CIA, the FBI, they seeing straight through all of this, man. The false flags, the sellouts, agent provocateurs, and crisis actors, and all right. Okay. So we in those times, man, and they're gonna, and we understand that this devil, he wants the environment where he could label anyone a domestic tea to be justified coming after them, man. All right. He wants to have this umbrella that he could throw people under, just throw them under this name, and they become a domestic tea. All right. Where you think they get the what's it called, man? The Antifa, That's why it's not a real group. Okay? It's just they just want to be able to call Antifa a domestic tea, anyone, But these are the times that we're in, and this how the persecution is going to take place. All right? Because they're going to label the men of the Lord as domestic tea. All right? It's going to be crisis actors, and they're going to try to link them to Salakia. They're gonna try to link them to so-called black Hebrew Israelites, which they done this before. They done that before multiple times. Certain incidents over the years, these men doing these certain things, and they linking them to so-called black extremist group. But these are the times that we're in, man. These are the times that we're in, and the stage is set for Jacob's trouble, man. The stage is set for these times, man. All right, the stage is set. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, going into the Lord's elect. Once again, we're coming to the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? Okay? The implementation of the MOTB, death, concentration camps, all this devil with his digital technological slave world, man. All right? Once again, the stage is set, man. The digital surveillance, digital monetary system, AI, unemployment, you know? Okay? Because imagine AI take over most of the jobs, man. Now everyone is unemployed. Now they have to look to the government. And now what? UBI. Now everyone is being forced into the digital monetary system. And then boom, the micro CHIP. All right? So we'll see how these things play out. But the stage is set. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, it says, and he, who's the he? Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads, the micro CHIP. All right? You got Elon Musk with the brain CHIP, the Neuralink, man. You know? You got Elon Musk with his AI robots, Optimus. Okay? All right? Which when you go into, because even with ICE and, you know, Palantir and AI, which Palantir going into AI database, you know, Palantir, they all go back, you know, the PayPal mafia, you know. But come, man, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because they're going to bring in a digital monetary system, a cashless society. Your purchases, your payments, your buying and selling are going to be done digitally, cashlessly through a micro CHIP that they're going to want inside every man, woman, and child, man. And the people are going to be put into a position of difficulty. And this is why the scriptures call it the hour of temptation, because people are going to be tempted to take it. The scriptures say the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, man. All right. This is the time that we're coming into, the time of Jacob's trouble, the implementation of the MOTB, Esau coming down with great wrath, the persecution of the prophets, the men of the Lord, the believers. You know, these are the times, and the stage is set, man. It just takes some event, you know. All right, it just takes some type of event, man. All right, but man, and we understand that we are not to receive this thing, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. We're not to receive this thing even unto death. The scriptures speak about being faithful even unto death, man. All right, but man, hey, man, we're here, you know. But that's really the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna close it out with infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect.